Alright, welcome everybody. We are just in the process of loading into our beginner's guide. I'd like to welcome you once more back to, let me just turn that down, welcome you back to our Space Engineers Beginner's Guide episode, and I have forgotten exactly what episode it is today. I've actually been experiencing a few broadcast issues. There we go, episode 7. Which I hope have just been resolved. I am monitoring my Twitch stream and it seems to be running pretty much on par with what I'm doing, which is very good, which is much different to my previous stream, which was a total fiasco of streaming errors and problems. But at least I did have a total recording, a 3-part recording of the stream, which I will be making available on my YouTube playlist for that particular stream, which is the Calazari System Survival. So stay tuned if you're interested in keeping an eye on that as well. Just stay tuned. I will notify my channel when that has been uploaded, so you can actually go and watch that if you wish to. But for now, we need to get back to what we were doing, and that was building a basic base here and putting some of the information that I've talked about over the last few episodes in a creative sense into practical use within a survival environment. Now, what have we got here? We've got some steel. Let me just get rid of this steel. Now, if you recall, I showed you yesterday how in our assembler we can actually pick an item that we want to build, and it will actually go ahead and build all the relevant components necessary to build that item. And I was thinking about it, and rather than piping everything across to that small container over there that we're just at, I think we should probably pipe it up into a large container. So we're going to need a large container to start with. So we'll just come into our production tab, into big blocks, and large Koga container. We only want one, and these are all the things we need, and it will tell us exactly what we are missing. So I'm going to let it just run through until it stalls, until it finds a point where it can't build something. I'm going to have a look at what resource it's missing, and we'll actually just go and mine that specific resource so that we can actually build one large Koga container. Now, as I said, very, very convenient to build with our assembler, to build large block blueprints, because it just builds exactly what we need for it, which is magic. Well, technology, wonderful, great stuff. Okay, it will be nickel and cobalt by the looks of this. Nickel again there, and silicon there, and silicon there. So nickel, cobalt, there we go. It's actually, ooh, look at another, no, okay, we do need cobalt. We'll get cobalt, nickel, and silicon, since those are the 3 items we need. So nickel and cobalt, that's those two, and silicon up the end there. So we need our drill, there we go. We'll just jetpack up the top here somewhere. And let's just start taking some of these. I don't think we need all that much. Actually, well, okay. I was afraid that it was actually going to interest. Oh, look at that, there was a bit of magnesium there as well. That won't hurt, we'll probably need that later on. And for all I know, what we're collecting here might even be enough for what we want to do. We need the silicon, of course. That's quite nicely. Yes, actually, come back here. Thank you. Well, we'll start with this and we'll see how that goes in our refinery. actually pick just the right amount. Well, let's see. Just a little fascinating side note, unrelated to the game. The streaming issues I had seem to be local to Australia, network issues, from what I can tell. Because after doing a full automatic reconfigure through OBS, which is the software I use, it actually is streaming me directly through Mexico, because apparently that was a faster connection and a faster stream, and I can tell just by looking at my monitor, my secondary monitor here, that I am actually streaming faster than I have ever streamed, and more directly, when I was actually streaming through the local Australian Twitch connection point, which was actually in Sydney, New South Wales. I'm actually in Queensland, so I'm up in the northeastern state. It's one of the central eastern states, and yet it is actually faster for me to pipe this straight across to Mexico, and it delivers with, by the looks of this, about a 30-second delay between actual record and actual presentation through Twitch. So it's just a funny little side note there. Now, well, we're waiting on the silicon. Look at that, we've already pumped through the other items. And in fact, we can grab some of these components. No, let's grab all of those ones so far. Let's figure out where we're going to put this large cargo container. Now, we do need to be able to pipe it up. We will also make use of a conveyor sorter so that we can specifically sort the items. We will actually sort ingots and components separately, just so we can put some of that information that from the last few episodes into practice. Now, let's have a look. Ingots come out of our refinery, they go into our assembler. Our assembler and the refinery joined, so we could put the ingots. Oh, it's going to be inconvenient to pipe regardless. Maybe not. If we come out the side of our assembler into a conveyor junction, and that junction we can then put two sorters, so two different directions. No, that won't work. Not well anyway. Okay, we'll just use standard conveyors to come off our assembler and straight into a... That's not going to work either. Not well anyway. I'm trying to leave this large port, access port here free so that we can actually utilise that to come up and just plug straight into there. Which, I mean, of course, if we can't do that, then it's not a big drama. We just sort that around. We need the silicon. Yeah, look at that. That's all we needed. So we'll let that refine away quite merrily there. That's what we're going to do. It's going to have a little bit of this bit sticking out the back here, but we'll use a sorter, just so we can literally drag the materials out. We'll put a sorter in a refinery that will pull ingots straight out of there and into a container. We're going to need to expand our base platform. Now we do have quite a lot of steel plating, so we'll just grab some steel plating and we'll create a bit of an area. Actually, that will be plenty, I think. At the back of our refinery, we'll put a cargo container at the back of our refinery, which will take ingots in via a sorter. Our assembler will just directly connect to that container. That way it can pull all its resources out of the container, but we keep our refinery nice and clear of ingots at all times. Otherwise, the refinery could get full, and if it gets full, it cannot process any more goods, which is not goods. Bad pun. Okay, that's 3. That actually will be enough. No, can't jump that high. We've got enough 16 blocks. We've got here 15, so I think we've got enough templates to cover it all. Now we are going to need a second large cargo container for the components as we originally discussed. We'll start with this. We want this big beast. And we shall put it... We will actually... No, not in the full one. We're going to put another row of steel, of blocks in, light armour. That is because I want to put a 1 row gap between cargo container and the refinery, so that we can bring our piping out of the refinery in one side port and then pull off the other side port. I did it again, didn't I? Fine, we'll just jetpack it. You'll see what I mean in a moment. There we go. I don't have the components with me for the conveyors at the moment, but we can just use some interior plate initially, just to lay out the framework. Alright, so we put 1 gap like that. Actually, this gap up here, there is actually an access port on the side here, so we can grab the computers and display then. Alright, so as you can see, there's a nice big access port there, so we can take stuff out of here. You put in an elbow or a bend, then a conveyor sorter, and then the conveyors go the rest of the way into here. Now I can see a potential problem, believe it or not. And that problem is it's going to create a round loop, a feedback loop. Because it will pull all the ingots out of there, dump them in a container here. This is going to be direct connected back to our assembler, but our assembler is direct connected back into our refinery. So it's going to sit there and hurl them around in circles. So we need to separate these two. Now, I think we've got enough. I'm actually just going to offload. Offload these steel plates just to give myself a little bit more room. Okay, and we are going to grind down our assembler. Once we make sure that there is no resources in it. There is not. Excellent. So that we can actually use this, not move this at this time. Want to eliminate that feedback loop. Now, we are also going to want to be able to... Yes, okay, we'll put it over there, 6. So you can see we have an access port on top. So if we put it there, that will work. 2. Alternatively, if we put it upright like that, then either way, our access port is a direct connect, and we can still tap off the top to take our items from there and pipe them into another container, and it also still gives us access to one of these ports. In fact, we might just put it like that, which we will. That way we can access this port on our assembler directly and pipe it from the top, potentially, or we can use this port. It doesn't really matter either way. Once it's all connected with the grid, we can actually tell it to assemble or create things from any location, any of the control panels, and since we're going to pipe these up to send the goods all to particular locations, then we can actually access all of our components all through a single container. So that should work quite nice. Now we do need to build some conveyors, so let's just grab some interior plates, which is the base type of plating that is used for conveyors, and as a result we can actually start laying the framework, which is that one there. See if we have a look. Interior plate is the main plate used. So that's the one that you need to actually lay the frameworks. So that one can go there. We won't do that, we'll do that. Put one of them there. Now we need to do the same here. Go up or sideways. I think we'll go sideways. Sorter, also interior plate, excellent. Going that way. It bends up, bends in. Okay, so just to go over the logic of this again, our refinery will refine ores into ingots. Our conveyor sorter, the block there, is going to be configured to drain, which means pull items to it. And it's going to be set to only allow, so whitelist, ingots. So it'll pull ingots from our refinery, pull them through the conveyor, through the sorter, into the container. The container will be a repository of ingots, refined ores. Now, since our assembler is directly conveyor port connected to that container, any ingots in that container are accessible to the assembler to build items. So we can just say build a large container, and it will have all of the refined ingots over there, and it'll just pull them in and build it. Now the items that it will build will be stored in the assembler here. That's what we don't want, because it's only got a small capacity, and eventually it will run out of room again, and we won't be able to build anything more. So we're going to then use a second conveyor sorter, and I think we will take it off the top, a bend conveyor sorter, and then a few more pipes. Yes. I'm just sort of trying to decide where we'll put it. We'll probably put it over here. I don't think we can put it in at the moment, can we? Do we have any? Oh yes, we can. So we do have enough interior plates, so we'll just lay the framework for it there. We don't have the components for it, but we'll just put it there. And that way, it's going to be a bit of fun. Oh yeah, it's going to be a bit of a piping challenge, but that will be fun in itself, I think. Okay, now I'm just going to grab these because I know what they are from experience. Oh, go away. What they are from experience. That's a note. I'm actually glad I just accidentally did that. I've been telling you that you press F to activate things. Press F, we can access that port. We press F on the control panel, we access the control panel. And that is true. It's true for all items that you've got access to. You can, however, left click. Left click is exactly the same as pressing F. As you can see, my energy is going up because I'm holding my left mouse button down. Come over to our cargo container and left click, and it will pop up the contents. If we left click on the control panel, it brings up the terminal. So F is the keyboard command or keyboard binding. For activate, your left mouse button actually does the same thing. And as I was saying, conveyors make use of interior plate, construction components, motors and small tubes. Those are the 4 items required to build conveyors. So I'll just grab those so that we can weld these up. And jump up here. Now that requires computers as well, which I don't have anyone with me. So pipe the rest of it up. Including our assembler. Okay, excellent, gone green. Now we'll weld this, see how far we get. We need 20 computers. 20 computers. Get it going. Well, that's a bit of a pain. I might have to expand that. We need 20 computers, which requires, if I remember correctly, it's iron. So we just take 1,000 of those, and silicon. We'll take 200. Don't know the actual numbers, but they will do for the moment. We'll put those in here and see if we can tell it to make computers. It's probably too many. Well, it is too many. It's more than what we need, but that works for the moment. Now at the moment that refinery, the assembler, believe it or not, should have access to every ingot type that is available in the refinery at the moment. And that is because we have not defined anything in our sorter. Just rename that, I don't know. If it's the only one, I'd like to have it right. Okay, conveyor sorter, ingots. We will whitelist. And it will be ingots only, and we'll drain. Now, that said, and that's all it takes, by the way, we'll come over here, and as we can see, all of our ingots are now being pulled in straight in. Look at that. That is fabulous. Now, since they've all been pulled into there, if we come back to our assembler here, it should now show us, bingo, the only things we can't make are things that require gold, silver, platinum, gold, platinum, and uranium. So we can pretty much make everything there. That's excellent. Now, with that said, we want to choose another large container. Just settle that down here. We will actually expand our base at some stage, our platform, so we can walk around it rather than to jump down or jetpack. But for now, that's not as important. Just going to build up this second cargo container, and I'm going to stop our beginner's guide there. continue tomorrow with piping the rest of it up and completing the actual process. Then we'll probably look at building more refineries and perhaps even some arc furnaces. When we do reach a point of wanting to put some arc furnaces in, however, we're going to have a look at also putting in probably a third container, and that third container will be dedicated to ore. At this stage, well, the refinery is arc furnaces or furnaces will automatically put the products that they need out of any container to the maximum capacity. Namely, we can overload the refineries with our raw ores and pull them all out of the container. So there's not much we can do about that at this stage. Ingots, and we'll make this one components, just so we can see what they are and how they relate. Excellent. So we managed to do quite a lot at this time round. Now we've got a conveyor sorter in, pulling our refined ingots out of our refinery into a dedicated container, nice large capacity one. We've got that piped, conveyed I should say, into our assembler, such that our assembler can now produce pretty much anything, and it will just pull the required ingredients, only the required ingots, out of the container as it needs them. Next episode we will finish piping up the assembler over to our new component storage, again utilising a conveyor sorter to draw the items through, and that way we are manually sorting using conveyor sorters, which makes it very convenient further down the track. So for now, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you find some tidbit of information here that is useful as you begin your journey as a space engineer. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next episode. Oh my goodness.